Every single rally begins with a serve, so shouldn't we pay more attention to it? Because while a good high serve might not win you any points, a bad high serve will absolutely lose you points. Here are 5 simple high serve tips that will help you win more games. Number 1, relax. A lot of players are too mechanical with their serve and they hit the shot with a rigid and mechanical swing. But while artificial intelligence badminton robots might be our future overlords, for the time being, it's important to relax and not be too mechanical. Start with your racket far back so you have the room to do a full swing. And as you go through this motion, make sure you're not too tensed up. By being relaxed, you can generate more speed in the racket head. Then, when your racket makes contact with the shuttle, you can squeeze your grip and tense your muscles. This takes the racket head speed you generated and efficiently transfers it into the shuttle. Number 2, go for height. A common misconception is, it doesn't matter how high your serve goes as long as it gets to the back of the court. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Why? Well, it's all to do with shuttle path. In the regular serve, the shuttle trajectory looks like this, which isn't terrible, but misses out on one key thing. When your serve travels really high, the shuttle path changes a lot. Crucially, at the end of its path, it will be dropping down at an almost vertical angle just before your opponent hits the shot. Believe it or not, this simple change makes a huge difference. The steep trajectory makes it harder for your opponent to get his timing right, and you probably would have experienced this anytime you had to hit a really high lift yourself. Don't believe me? Well, check this out. If one of the best players in the world can completely miss the shot due to the vertical shuttle path, you can be sure that this will have a huge effect on your opponent's return of serve. Number 3, take a step back. In doubles, you want to low serve standing as close to the service line as possible. The goal here is to make the serve as pixel perfect as possible. But the high serve isn't so delicate, and since it's only used in singles, you should take a step back. In fact, you should be positioned about a meter behind the service line when you do a high serve. This way, you start off the rally already in your singles base, so it's very easy to transition from the serve into the next shot. It's as simple as doing a high serve, split stepping in place, and then moving to the appropriate corner. Comparatively, when you serve from the front of the court, you have to take a few steps back to get into position before your opponent's shot. This might not sound like a big deal, but it's still not ideal, so take a step back. Number 4, use body momentum. The racket generates most of the power in the high serve, but you can see how odd it looks if the racket is the only factor. The legs and body weight can actually contribute a lot to the high serve, but many players leave this potential untapped. Instead, you want to use the momentum of your body in combination with the swing of the racket head. Start the serve in a side-on position with your racket foot backwards. Then at the same time as the racket is swung, this body weight needs to come forwards, transitioning that body momentum into the shuttle. You'll know you've done this correctly if at the end of the high serve, you end up in a position with your body weight forwards, similar to a golfer at the end of his swing. Number 5, drop the shuttle. A lot of beginners start the serve by holding their shuttle next to the racket, since this makes it easier for them to time their stroke. But this is a huge mistake. You'll notice that not a single pro player does this, instead opting to hold the shuttle at around chest height and then dropping it into the racket. This is super important. When you start a serve from this low position, you severely limit your range of motion. Instead of the full swing you should be doing, you're forced to use this cramped up technique. I'm sure you can tell this isn't great. So instead of manually holding the shuttle in this position, drop the shuttle from above and time your swing so you end up hitting the shuttle as it falls into this position. Yes, the timing is harder this way, and to start off, you'll probably completely miss the shuttle a few times. But with just a little practice, this quickly becomes muscle memory and you'll see a huge amount of improvement in your high serve. Plus, this way there's no risk of hitting your own hand, potentially saving you from an embarrassing badminton-related trip to the emergency room. So next time you go on court, I want you to take these 5 tips, put them together, and your serve will go from something like this to something more like this. Try it out and I promise you, you'll start winning more games. Speaking of trying things out, I want to tell you about this video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes in design, technology, business, and much more. Premium membership gives you access to high-quality courses taught by experts in their field. So for example, if you wanted to start a YouTube channel of your own, you could use Skillshare to learn how to edit videos using Adobe Premiere. And I would highly recommend this class by Geordie, since this is what I used when I first started the channel. It's amazing. It's also more affordable than most online learning platforms out there. A premium membership gives you unlimited access and it's only $10 a month. Plus, Skillshare has kindly offered to give the first 500 Swift Badminton users 2 months of Skillshare Premium completely for free. In these 2 months, you can take as many courses and classes as you like, so it's a great way to check out what they have to offer. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for more badminton content. Leave a like and I'll see you in the next video.